What's happening, fellow of seas? Sali Bonani, Molweni, Tumelang of Sheni, hello, Degwani, to my entire beloved, diverse South Africans. My name is Promise Mfuking, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified every time when we post the videos. And remember to leave a comment on the comment section, and please like our videos. Okay, so I'm chilling with one of my favorite people. These are executive members of the First Generation Assembly, and since it's the month of August, we all know that this is the month for SRC elections, and I'm sitting with one of my favorite people to discuss the politics on campus. I'm gonna, guys, you can introduce yourselves now, and feel free, and let's engage. Mike, do you wanna go first and tell my people who are you? Okay, ladies first.
Okay, my name is Qwaqwa, and I am the Deputy Speaker of the First Generation Assembly. I'm first year.
My name is Simpiwe. Most of you know me as Pastor. I'm the sitting chair or the sitting speaker of the FGA, and I'm also a first year in this institution.
Amazing. So guys, I want to hear from you. Ne? It's the month of August. It's the SRC elections. What's your take on everything since the SRC elections have begun? What's your take on everything?
Well, for me, this is a period of great deceit, where these people, these power-hungry people, they'll come with a lot of shenanigans and schemes to tell us why them. But of course, with the current political atmosphere in this institution, we've got no confidence. We've got no confidence, and we hope that the forecast gets better, because we are really moving towards the election. But in my opinion, it's shameful, disgraceful.
Atlehang, whenever do you think, is it something, do you think there's political vibrancy? Is it something that you're always thinking, okay, it's going to be fun, it's going to be August, there's going to be vibrance on campus?
Okay, honestly, now I was expecting a bit more, but I can kind of feel it. It's getting there, you can see them. They're everywhere, okay, they're wearing their regalia. It's like they're out there now, they're greeting us now, they're smiling at us now. But then, I was expecting more when I first entered into the institution, orientation wise. We see August is a month of elections. I feel like every party brings out everything. But so far I've been seeing only one or two parties bringing out that thing, understand? Yeah, so I'm expecting a bit more from everyone, all the candidates. Yeah.
So, okay, fine. Before we even talk about the candidates, then let's talk about the SRC, especially the SRC of 2018-2019, right? According to you, would you say that they did all they can in terms of advocating for students' matters? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? What do you guys think?
Oh, honestly, I cannot tell, because I feel like as a first day I have no one to compare them to. See, but I was expecting more, in terms of our grievances. I feel like we have a lot of grievances we had, but they were not taken into consideration. But then some of them, I feel like they were in the pipeline, in the making, because I remember they mentioned they had a building that's going to be built, but it's going to be built next year. So no one knows about this. Well, they advocated for such, but then I get it not built next year. Whereas now SRC and next year will take their credits. You understand? But then I feel like they tried. They tried, Mike. How they tried.
Well, now I can compare them to the SRC I met when I got here.
Which is
Shem, I would have said a different story back then.
Is it last year or this
than I
SRC?
can now.
He's saying that the SRC that he met.
That is true. Honestly, can I just say something? When I first saw them, I was like, these people are amazing. I saw them as people that were like gods, you understand? One day.
So, what are you exactly saying? What was your impression when you got here about them? And then when you later realized, no, these people are not actually what I thought they are. Take me through that.
Well, of course, when I got here, I'm new to this place. It's all strange to me. They were there, the whole registration. Registration can be a very stressful time.
They were very visible.
They were there. Through the NBT things and the what's, we were never told at high schools, but when we got here, they advocated for us. We were able to register in record time. We were able to do all things, During orientations, they were also there. They were this crucial component which, when we looked at, they were like a beacon of hope. I was very optimistic. I would have said, like I say, I would have said a different story back then. But then as time went on, this was like it was falling apart. It's very painful when you see a once beautiful thing turning into a very, very sour and inglorious whatever. So the SRC now.
Okay, what according to you, what is exactly the problem with the SRC?
I don't know. Maybe they are too comfortable in those offices because they are just there.
Okay, but you know what I would say in their defense. Okay, not really in their defense, but there are certain offices that I've observed on campus that I'm like, okay, fine. You see, this particular office is indeed working, and I think the problem is that when you are working with people in a group and when you are doing your job very well, things that are bad always overshadow what you do. Yeah, the good things that you do. Typical example, Office of Transformation. Wanele had, for me, he did all he can. There's some few things that he can pinpoint and say, in terms of trying to transform the campus, he has tried to do that. Typical example, the establishment of the First Generation Assembly, of which you guys are currently leading. It is a beautiful concept for me. And I'm not saying this because of Lwanele became my successor as an SRC member, but I've sat down and I've even like the policy summit that you guys have attended. You see, there's a specific office that is trying to push. That is trying to push the mandate. That is trying to advocate for change. But when you look at other offices, you're like, okay, I'm not really sure as to like there are a lot of offices that I don't even know who are. Like there are people who you're not even aware of. Okay, this person was an SRC member, honestly speaking. Do you understand? But like we for me, my favorite became a policy and transformation. What was your favorite one?
To be honest, there's also policy and transformation because Wanele was always there. I mean, I feel like even for the first years and everyone, he was there. When he hears something, Wanele was the first person we contacted. You understand? And to think of the first generation was the one who's supposed to be there for us. Instead, it was policy and transformation. So now I was a bit like confused. Sorry, what does this portfolio do? What does this one do? You understand? Yes. So policy and transformation has to also be the one for me. Like, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about first generation and student development. First generation. Do you have anything to say about first generation and student development?
Shem, how I wish there was anything I could say, or I wish, it's a wish of mine. But unfortunately, this is what we grew in the FGA to referring it as an invisible portfolio, because it was one of those portfolios which were non-existent. Yes, we are supposed to report to this particular portfolio. We are supposed to receive a reinforcement from this particular portfolio, but it was invisible, We as first years in a peculiar environment, now you have to fend for yourselves. You have to find your foot in leadership in this institution, when the very same people who are supposed to be there for you, to show you how things are done, are not there. And there is absolutely nothing I can say this portfolio did. I hear people talking about the Freshers Ball, a Freshers Ball that later turned out into a mess and disgrace, a sham of an event. In the history of Freshers Balls, I feel that one was the most disgraceful.
Wasn't like a fundraising?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was a fundraising event according to the SRC.
So technically, didn't have a Freshers.
So there wasn't any.
We can call it a Freshers, but it was a Freshers that their aim was to raise funds through that Freshers Board. But I'm not sure as to did it really raise funds or not. Because, after that, we never got a report to say, the fundraising event that we did as the SRC, we were able to raise this much as the SRC, and this is how we're going to use that money. But, again, I would say that the always challenges every time when SRC members are organizing a Freshers Ball. There has to be some obstacles, to understand. I would say that the event was successful. The problem was what transpired at the venue. And the problem is that Busiswa did not really perform like we expected, where she's gonna get there and give us what we always see on television all the time. Do you understand? The whole commotion, that's what disturbed the whole Freshers Ball. But I know as a former SRC member that every time when something bad happens in the name of the SRC, then there has to be a plan that you guys are going to do in ensuring that you're trying to redeem the image of the SRC again. But for me, Freshers, I don't know, but everybody's complaining about Freshers. I don't know if you have any a comment with regards to the Freshers Ball?
1.1. Okay, I can't understand why the artist arrived at 1 o'clock in the morning, whereas everyone is now drunk. Everyone is tired now. Everyone is like, you can't arrive at 1 o'clock and expect us people to be actually happy to see you. Because I feel like after 10 minutes, people are now bored.
Yeah.
Okay.
Others don't even believe that you are coming anymore.
You know, and like it was not packed as I expected.
So I guess we can say that there were many factors that influenced the failure.
Yeah, not just SRC, but I think like the factors of the artist, the students as well, the fight. It was like
you know, this thing of the Freshers Ball. You know, it's one of those things that you feel that they should welcome you to varsity. You know, after working so hard with the exams and the whatnots, and we are coming here, and then we get here, we find that disgrace of a Freshers Ball. We don't know, even you are not sure what you call it. You don't even know whether it's a Freshers Ball or it was a fundraising event. So we are never sure whether we were having a Mandela Day or we were having a Freshers Ball, you know. So on top of that, the Freshers Ball happened, Buswa sang and he made drama and left. We were never told then where to from now. Then after the Freshers Ball, the portfolio was invisible. It was gone. It was outer space. We were left with policy and transformation all the way out.
Yeah. Okay then, and then let's talk about Sakile then. As a first year student, you arrive on campus and you're told that Sakile is the president of the SRC. Sakile is no longer the president of the SRC. And there are no particular, there's never been like a formal communication that has been given to you, especially as a first year, to understand as to why this particular individual is no longer the president of the SRC, to understand. Would you say that also affected the SRC image because of the departure of Sakile from the SRC office?
Honestly, I would say yes. I think so, because when we met them, as you say, Mike, they were very together, like they were solid, like they were like so. And then all of a sudden, two people fall away. You understand? And now it's a matter of it's shaking now. The connection is shaking. And then all of a sudden, not like there's no communication. What's happening? Everyone is left in the dark. And then like you see, I said like there's no understanding of what actually is happening with SRC. Yes, I feel like also that thing just contributed to them not being like powerful as before.
You know, there is something that is very pivotal when it comes to student politics, which is communication.
Yes.
We were first introduced to Sakile as the leader, and as first years we all saw allegiance to him. We saw him as the leader. So now, when he left, there were questions among us as first years, why, and we're not told. And even the SRC, it seemed to be okay with it. It was like a jolly good show. No one was making an effort to explain to us, let alone the rest of the student community, as to what was going on. So maybe if we had been told what went on, maybe some of the events that transpired wouldn't have. Because now we are wondering whether the SRC is now captured. Why are they having secrets, or what happened?
I think we would have understood. Okay, this is happening because like they missed two people missing. So we need to at least understand what they went through this, because they did not communicate anything. Like it just went rogue on us.
I remember that day when we received that letter with Andiswa's signature. It was a surprise to us that actually now there is a different signature here.
And it's written the president of the SRC.
And now nobody is explaining anything to us. No, even the Office of Media and Publicity, it was quiet. So now we are wondering now, it's the state capture issue now to us. Because there is dilemma in the SRC, there is controversy among the students, we are not sure.
And you know what I think? I just like Mike is saying that the problem became communication. I share the same sentiments with Mike, because now students believe that the SRC is the one that made it possible that Sakile should leave office, as if they've got like personal issues in the SRC and they made sure that Sakile has to leave office, whereas that was not the case. The problem is that they should have went to the SRC, to the students, even if it means it's a mass meeting, before Sakile even left office, to try to ensure that students understand the reasons behind why Sakile is leaving office, because it had nothing to do with them. Sakile did something the previous year when he was the deputy president. which it was some sort of an unlawful strike that occurred at that time. Do you understand? That is why his verdict actually is the one that made the whole thing to be possible. To be possible that Sakile must leave office of the SRC. The problem now became communication. Just like he's talking about the office of media publicity, that is an office that would have made it possible that the students understand why, which was like an easy explanation that you can give to students on this is what's happening, this is what happened last, especially first year students, because they were not here, they don't know what happened. Do you understand? Yeah, that's and then okay fine guys, let's talk about this then. Sakile leaves office, then after Sakile leaves office, then Sakile is now famously known as the chairperson of independent candidates on campus. When we all know Sakile as sort of an ambassador of SASCO, do you understand? Then, speaking of politics on campus, this also causes instability, you know, because some people who are followers of Sakile also don't understand what's happening. You don't know, am I still with the organization that deployed Sakile in office, or now should I go with Sakile to the independent candidates? What's your take on this matter?
Well, for one, now I think this is a bad news for the party or for the organization that Sakile once stood for. Not with him being a threat to the organization or anything, but for the mere fact that when one member leaves, and he was a very critical component of SASCO because we were introduced to him as the president. So when he leaves SASCO, then to us, let's say for people who are apolitical, they are wondering now what's happening inside the organization that has made him to leave. Now we are thinking of factions. We are thinking of internal disputes. We are thinking of a lot of things that may be happening inside SASCO. Let alone that now Sakile decides to have independent candidates that will now challenge SASCO in the elections. So now we feel that maybe there was war within SASCO that drove him out, and now he wants to get back at SASCO using whatever he's using now. So we do not know whether they are surrogate forces or what. And another thing that now makes us wonder why he left. He's been this celebrity politician on campus, someone who is very famous, someone who is very influential, someone you know who's there on the ground with the people. So now when he leaves, it should have been a turning point for other political parties or on campus, and we know that most political parties will take advantage of this. But then what he should have done instead, because now you say he was an ambassador for SASCO, someone who's and now the what is I'm looking for, the word which loyalty, the question of loyalty. You know, when it comes to politics, whether you are not happy with the decisions or you are happy, well, majority rules. Majority has ruled that this shall be, then that shall be. Your term has ended, you had an agreement with management, and now that it is time to face the tune. So now you cannot simply turn this into a political warfare against the party that gave back to you.
I get your opinion.
I think it's the same thing with SRC dilemma. He left office, people were confused. He's leaving SASCO again. The members are also confused with what is happening. See, I think they're also not communicating. He's also not communicating why did I leave this party. They're not communicating why did he leave this party. That is why people are confused. Where should I go now? Should I go here or should I stay with the party? You understand? So it's not like it's confusion. Like it's like
okay, but then again, I feel like one other thing that also confuses a lot of people is the decision, the career, I don't know what should I call it, the decisions that Andisa took. You know, she was elected into office as the Treasurer General of the SRC, right? The Treasurer General of the SRC, and then later she was the Treasurer General of the SRC, the Secretary General of the institutional SRC, and then the President of the SRC on campus based. When you are an individual who is heading 3 offices, I don't know, maybe like we've all been waiting for her to give us a report. Maybe if she would give the student population a report, we'll understand her. Was she able to manage everything? But what do you think, Gwen? Do you think she was successful in, you know, doing all those offices at the same time?
Honestly, I think the one thing that was lacking was communication with her. Like, she did not communicate with the students as she was for the students. But if she was Secretary General Church, I think she did well in those portfolios. And then with president, I don't know. I don't want to lie to you because I never heard of decision that she took or anything that she did as president. But then I feel like the only thing that was missing with her was just communication. Yes, just communicate on what is happening, update us on what you're doing. Doesn't because she did not communicate with anyone.
Would if you were in Andiswa's shoes, would you be able to do it?
Honestly, I wouldn't. It's too much pressure for me. From like if I was like one had to do, because I can't be Secretary General is already a lot of work, and it's 3 campuses. Then again, Church General is already a lot of work because they're in the top 4. Again, now you're president now again, so it's plus again your academic work.
Yeah.
So I feel like also we have to answer why she could not actually like be there for students all the time because it's 3 portfolios which demand a lot. And again, okay, you're here for academics as well.
As well.
Like it's too much.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that she knew that she wouldn't be able to cope. And we do not understand why she did not refuse, because she was already treasurer of the SRC. Now, this thing with so many positions she's holding, both institutional and here on campus, being a president, especially of this campus, the Qwaqwa campus, it's a full-time job.
It is.
The masses here are very demanding, and you have to account with each and every thing you do, and you have to also account each and every
and try
time.
to be present at each and every thing.
The masses here need you to be on the ground, to be very interactive, to be among them, to be one of them. What happened with Andiswa when she became president? She disappeared. She disappeared even from office. She was gone.
Yeah.
So now the students in turn, they alienated her, because now when you just come and tell me now that this guy is the president and I was not there, I do not know how it happened or why it happened. So now I will end up as saying I reject him. He is not my president because I do not know how he came to be my president. So when students rejected Andiswa, she in turn did not make any effort to communicate back.
What do you think is the particular reason why students neglected her?
Well, there are a lot of forces I can point out at. One of those being the very fact that maybe she was a female.
Yeah, that could be also.
We must understand that at this present time and date, there are people who still do not believe in female leadership abilities. A study recently conducted, just now I cannot reference it, it said that South Africa is not ready for a female president. Because now when we look at all the forces that are in play when one needs to become a leader, people rejected her simply because she's a female. And most people here at Qwaqwa campus, they are strife fanatics. So when you're a president, you need to be hell and fire in the game so that they will take you serious. And now that she was a female and that flame and fire element was not there, you know, they then rejected her. Some didn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
So because Atehal rejects her, then Nami I reject her because I do not know.
But you know what I also think, the reason why they rejected her is because of to everyone Sakile was still a president to them. And now there's this document that is from management, it's written president and then the signature of Andiswa. It became a shock to everyone. Now it looked like management is the one that decided that Andiswa should be the president. Now Sakile have left.
I feel
like understand?
I
also feel like we need to put the blame on Sakile as well. As somebody who loved the students of this campus, you know very well, come month end of March, I need to leave office and I've got masses. I need to also be held accountable to my masses. Go to them and explain to them, well, this is the end of my journey as the president of the SRC. And these are the particular reasons why I'm leaving office. I am very sorry that I had to leave office in this manner, but I have to leave office. And I'm leaving you behind with the cabinet of the SRC. They will decide as to who's going to take over for me, but this is the end for me. It has been quite a beautiful journey. Do you understand? I feel like he was also supposed to do that in ensuring that will help the SRC again, those who are left in office, because of at least he said something. Unlike going around campus and then people are asking themselves like, what happened? Do you understand? But again, even if it means, because we know the nature, the type of a person Sakile is, he's an anarchist, so he did not see any need to go to the students and explain himself. But still, the remaining cabinet of the SRC should have gone to the students and explained the reason why, and tell the students how they are also sorry and they would like to continue with Sakile, but it's not happening, it's not possible. Do you understand? So I don't know, what do you think? What do you think? But I stand to be corrected.
I feel like what you said already, because it came from management, this paper, and you feel like students feel like management had a hand in selecting. I feel like students were angered because we do not participate in choosing again this president, understand? So you feel like it was imposed on us, this will become the president. And in the democracy area, the people need to elect who's okay, we feel comfortable with this person. And again, as Mike said, first she was a female. Now she had to prove herself as a female who's strong, and she withdrew from the people. Understand? She was supposed to go there, talk to the people, interact with the people, to show them that I'm worthy of becoming the president. Yeah. So the thing is now, already you were not elected by us. Then you withdraw from us. You see, now we're losing our hope. Yeah. Well, so even if you were chosen by management, you're supposed to prove to us that you are really for us, that we can trust you as a person for the people. Yeah. I believe that's also one of the reasons why people reacted like this towards her being president.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic when you look at things the way they happen. Like I say, a lot of events wouldn't have transpired if things were approached in the right way. Yes, Andiswa is a female and she is now our president, but we never really recognized her as president. We are all still with Sakile because we know that Sakile now is the president. Maybe if Sakile, both in partnership with the Office of Policy and Media and Publicity, they released a statement to us that he is no longer president, then we would have accepted things maybe, and things wouldn't have happened the way they did. Remember the strike that ended up getting people sent home, and this was not there on that strike. What if the SRC played a very critical part in those negotiations? Maybe, just maybe, that strike wouldn't have happened. But when they rejected her at that place, when there was the rector at the amphitheater, they rejected her. She also now distanced herself from us.
Yeah, because I feel like she was like, they don't want me, so what can I do?
But look at this way.
Put an effort.
If she stayed in that strike and strike with us, probably. No, but what would have happened? Wouldn't she become part of the people who have cases now?
Yeah, she would.
You see, that's what Uti must. I think she saw Uti in the long term. Uti, I will not be able to lead long term. I'll also have a case now, also be removed from office.
Well, Atlehang, the strike was already out of order when the SRC tried to intervene. But of course, again, that's what these people want. We must look at the dynamics of the Qwaqwa campus. They like people who say, we are banning now. We are closing the roads. So even if she went there and said, no, let us first discuss with management, people had already lost hope in the SRC. They did not want to hear anything from the SRC. Their only hope was the people who were carrying fire and tires who said, we are going to close down everything.
Who are those people now?
Those people, I will not comment on their cases for now.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to look at is this. Andiswa is like a peaceful person who talks things over. And at that time, Qwaqwa campus was already in turmoil. And there were already surrogate forces which were fueling the masses into doing what eventually transpired. So because there was no, maybe if we had confidence in the SRC, like I said, when I got here, I had high hopes for the SRC. But as I lived on here at Qwaqwa campus, my hope dramatically decreased. You know, there was a time where my graph was very high, and then it suddenly went down because of the things that were happening. A lot of people, some didn't even care. They're like, okay. And then when those people came and promised us a better tomorrow, they promised us Canaan. We said, okay, here is Moses. We follow Moses. We bent the school. Then that happened.
Okay, and then, but like, I still want to understand, Hore. I don't think Anissa would join the strike because even myself, I did not understand why are we exactly striking for. Do you understand? It was not clear at all. The thing is, she couldn't, because of students wanted Sakile, she couldn't go there and say, guys, ask me questions so that I can give you answers. If there's an agreement between the two of us, it means we're not striking. If there's a burning issue on campus that we need to try to tackle, then I'm willing to go and engage management. But then that is the whole thing of the SRC. I want us to now speak about what do you think the SRC should have done, or maybe let's try to talk about the good things that they have done, because there's a couple of few. There are a couple of few things they've done, which are good things. I mean, like the boot camp now, first semester for the what were they doing? students were going to the SRC chambers to get coffee, to get tea while they're studying for their exam.
And that was very nice. I liked that. I
Yeah.
really liked that. That was like very nice because I feel like it just motivated people to study. You know, like to go out and study. There's coffee. Everything's done. So it was proper. That was proper.
That was among one of the like few things that they've also done that were good. But there are certain offices in the SRC that I expected more, like the office of what's her name, that girl? The office of is it civil and social responsibility? I'm not sure about the universal access and social justice. I expected a lot from that portfolio.
What does the portfolio do? From I don't even understand how you get into office through that portfolio. Like, what does it do? What is it there for?
You know, it was when I was still in the SRC, it was called civil and social responsibility. So it was more about the SRC having an office that will be able to push social responsibility on campus, like partnering with the right to learn campaign is one of those campaigns that office could also be part of. The no student goes hungry campaign, you know, those kind of things. I expected a lot from that, and that would have been an office that also worked hard in terms of raising funds for students who are going to face the registrations, for students who don't have textbooks, for students who don't have NSFAS and they have no money to eat or something. Do you understand? I expected like a lot of campaigns in terms of, you know, representing minority groups such as the LGBTI community. I personally feel like they didn't find representation at all, you know, during this term of the SRC. And you know, students with the disability, you know, she would have also tried to ensure her students with disability, they also find that they are represented in the SRC. That's quite a few. I don't know what. Do you have something else that you think it was an achievement for the SRC?
I think, as Mike said, the registration process. Yeah, they were there. Like they were there.
Yeah,
I saw. That's when I saw Luba with the first years. He was always there during it. All of them were just there. Whenever an issue, we went to them. Like I feel like with orientations and registration, they were proper. 100%. They were there. Like they were very supportive. If you needed help, they would help you out. All of them were very friendly as well at that time. Yeah.
That's I think Mike Wena.
I don't have anything. Besides that, there is nothing. Some of them you don't even know them because they are not there, so you don't even have to know them. But
I feel and you know what? As a senior student, I feel like it's quite disappointing that you're an SRC member and you are not well known on campus. Qwaqwa campus is a very small campus. It's a very small campus. If people don't know you and you're an SRC member, it means there's a problem. But for me, honestly speaking, the Office of Policy and Transformation Lwanele stood out.
Yeah,
he stood out.
If there were awards to be given,
yes,
he deserved it.
He stood out. And there were a couple of events that Office of Arts and Culture also did on campus.
Yes.
Official also, I was like, okay, fine, this person is also trying.
You know what I liked about Lwanele? Because he stood up for, like, he represented all the SRC. Remember when we had our sitting with every first year?
Yeah.
And he stood there alone.
Yeah.
He was bombarded.
He was blamed for everything. That's
and
what
he took it. Like,
yeah,
he took it.
Yeah.
I was like, as in,
he took it. If it was someone else, they would be like, no, I'm here only to account
for myself.
For
but he accounted for everyone. He noted down everything. He was like, I'll get, like, he was there. You understand?
Yeah, that's what I also like.
I loved that. Because, yeah, you know, he's a very responsible person. And he thinks on behalf of the team, not I, but as a team.
Okay, what is it that you guys, is there something that you guys, you've realized about Andiswa that you're like, okay, this is one thing I would always look up to this woman for this one particular thing.
You know, honestly, I heard her speak, you know, and she speaks very well.
Yeah.
And she actually speaks truth.
She speaks very well.
I liked when she said that as a leader, you have to be able to know when to fight and when to just step back. You understand? So she's very good.
Yeah.
She's very, very good, and with speaking, so I was wondering how come she's not like talk to the masses, because she can. I feel like she can. She's capable of talking to the masses. So she's good.
I don't know what discouraged her.
Yeah,
there was something that was discouraging her, but I honestly don't know.
I know she can speak.
Well, for me, I think the little confidence that we might have had for a female leader in this campus, it's gone. Yeah. Because ever since she took the reins, her term has been plagued by a lot of things, mess after mess after mess after mess. Nothing has ever been right. And of course, I know that there is a lot of surrogate forces behind that, and she is not entirely to blame for everything that happened during her term. But you know, there is a lot she could have also done to to actually tell us what, you know, I'm here. As Adlehang says, she is very vocal, and she's someone who's very inspirational when she speaks. You can actually listen to her and actually take her word for whatever she's saying.
I don't wanna lie. But there's one thing I did not like about her. One thing I did not like is the fact that when you were, it's not only her, in fact, most of the SRC members, when you are trying to show them something wrong, they took offense. Do you understand? It's like you are taking this person. They took offense. They took offense with student matters. When you say, guys, there's something that needs to be done. What are you guys saying about this? They always took offense. They're always defensive all the time. Do you understand? They learned that thing now. Okay, fine. At some point, because we're all not perfect. At some point, you need to humble yourself and say, okay, fine. We did not actually go and try to find out what's the issue of this matter. But we promised to go. Do you understand? That is the only thing I do not like. But let's talk about Sakile then, because you know Sakile became big and students still love him even today. What is that one thing about him that you think, okay, this one, it stood out for me?
He was able to handle the messes. I feel like he was able, when he steps in front, he was able to handle them, to talk to them. Because he has that thing, you know. I don't know how, I can't put it in words, but he like really King Situnzi or something, you understand? So he was able to, when he stands, people would listen. I remember Coco, people didn't know him well when he first was introduced as president, but people were like, yo, this guy, people started following him instantly before he even spoke. So he has a thing, before he speaks, he really like, they wanting to listen. Yeah, I think that's the thing for me, like,
Mike?
Yes, so there is a lot of things we could say about Sakile, possibly till the day of the election comes. But he's been there. He's been the leader. Most of us would have said, I want to lead like him one day. But hey, you know, I hate to say maybe it's life and in the events we cannot foresee and stuff like that. But as time went on, you know, I don't know whether it was this issue of him leaving the presidency or whatnot. But I could have said that Sakile, I say that he is indeed a great leader, you know, there and there, but the way he's been, you know, I'm not one to judge, you know. I don't know the reasons behind his departure from his political organization, but I honestly believe for one to be a leader, you must be loyal to your purpose, and you must be, you must be able to account, and you must be able to concede offense, but make it as if it's not offensive. But like I say, I do not know his reasons, but it is a very bad thing for image that now you had to leave and you had to also challenge the people you were leading. You know, what about the masses now that are indecisive between Sasko and him? And this is a very opportunistic or a great opportunity for the other political parties. Now they could, if they were able to be strategic and more or less fire and tires, they would be able to actually take advantage of this opportunity to build their voter bases.
Exactly, it is. I don't want to lie, it is. And again, he is also changing the nature of politics on campus. This is the first time since I've been here having independent candidates who are running for the SRC. Do you understand? I don't know, but one thing I liked, because you know, I also have an experience. I've worked with him when he was the deputy president of the SRC. Sakile is one authentic human being who would never change himself for anything. He is that Zulu guy who would address you in Zulu, who would tell you all the time that I don't know how to speak English. Do you understand? But I will try because of you're not a Zulu person. Do you understand? He's the most authentic person, and he's an anarchist. At some point when I was working with him in the SRC, it helped us a lot. His anarchy has contributed a lot in terms of the achievements that the SRC have won. But you know, I'm also disappointed right now with the way things have changed.
I feel like even people now are discouraged to vote. I feel like a lot of people saying I'm not going to vote to save because like, I don't understand.
But you all must go and vote, guys. It's important.
People must vote, guys.
No, we must vote, promise. But the last thing you would want is to regret why you voted for whoever you voted for. Because there is someone out there who's wondering whether Sakile is the problem or Sasko is the problem. So that person may either not vote or vote for another organization, because these new organizations, they are busy saying us, give us a chance, change, and they are taking advantage of these shortcomings, you know. And I once said that these new buildings on campus happened under his term, and that's a very beautiful thing, one can say. It's commendable what he did. And of course, let's look at Mugabe for once. When Mugabe took charge of Zimbabwe in 1980 something, you know, Zimbabwe was very promising. It was the breadbasket of Southern Africa. Things were improving. And then there was a time where he decided he wants to cling on to power. He doesn't want to leave. Then things started, you know, falling apart. And we could have said that last year, Qwaqwa campus was a breadbasket of this region. You know, things were happening, buildings are there now. But then something happened, something changed, whether in the mindset or in the way of doing things, that led to the deterioration of the whole campus and the student masses. So I can say that he's one powerful individual, he's one great leader, one of the greatest leaders maybe I've met, student leaders I've met since I came here. But he must really learn to concede a bit more constructively.
Yeah. Okay, then let's talk about other organizations now. Let's talk, because all the organizations are running for the SRC. It's very interesting. We all, everyone on campus is fascinated to know who's going to be in office of the SRC and who's not. All those things. But again, we need to take into consideration of of this thing of, you know, organizations that you only see them during August, and then after August, then that's it. Do you understand? There's like a lot of these organizations are running, and they want you to vote for them, but you don't even know why should you vote for them. Do you understand? Because I believe that an organization should not exist for the SRC elections. It should function even after SRC elections, and also trying to advocate for the students. It should be, organizations must be the ones who are also working hand in hand with the SRC to help the SRC fight management, or to help the SRC win certain issues with management. For typical example, like if you go to Bloemfontein campuses, other organizations in Bloemfontein campus, they set up meeting with management, and they are the ones who would fight certain issues when the SRC is quiet, or when the SRC is not even aware of that match, and they win issues without the SRC. Do you understand? But let's talk about these organizations then, especially the candidates who are running with these organizations. I don't know if did you know anyone from Sadesmo maybe that you think, well, I've been seeing this person has been visible, this is one of the people, one of the competitive candidates among all the candidates.
Sadesmo, I saw the SDO candidate.
Okay, the SDO,
it's Awande.
Oh, I see Awande. Yes. Do you know Awande?
You know Awande, Mike?
No, I do not.
I think
I see Awande.
You see, I think because there's also one other person who feel like from another party who's very.
Yeah, he's a bit well known.
He's a bit well known as well.
You know what you will tend to find in these political parties of the Qwaqwa campus. Nobody wants to lead without a position. You see that this thing of they are not cooperating with the SRC simply because they want to take a great advantage of the failures and shortcomings of the SRC. You cannot help someone whom you view as an opponent. Yes, we are political opponents, but out there in the battlefield, we are all for one common goal, which is the student. So you cannot say that now you are for us, but when you are out there, and as I was saying, these political parties, they are not there. They are there. We see them now because it's election time. Now they are there. Now we are going to change things.
Which is wrong.
But they were not there all year long. We did not even know about them. We know now because it's election. Typical South African politics. Organizations are gone all these 4 years before elections. Then on the 5th year, you will see them with slogans and campaigns and glorious promises and stuff like that. This is exactly what Qwaqwa campus is going through right now.
Okay, so as a first year student who's been here for over 6 months now, do you know anything about the EFF Student Command?
You know, it's a famous organization
in the country.
Yes, they out
in
there.
the country.
But even in this campus,
the
thing is, because in Bloom, it's EFF.
It's
massive. UJ everywhere.
It's massive.
Their strikes are amazing. God, EFF is powerful. It's very powerful in other campuses.
Them come to Qwaqwa campus.
The EFFC would win it actually has the potential to win. It's just that this one we have here, hey, it's strange. You know, they are not the typical EFF student.
Yes, they're not very out
They are
there.
just. I don't even know. You know, I just saw them now. I thought they were not here.
I don't even know anyone. I don't even
You know,
their
the
names.
EFFs.
So do you think they stand a good chance of at least winning at least
No.
2 seats in the
Over
SRC?
there, maybe in the next coming
now-
years. not
Let's
now.
give them 5 years.
Yeah, I think they need more followers.
No,
And
they
more-
need to work. They need to get in touch with the students. There are over 6,000 students.
Can't they,
on
why
this
can't they
campus.
ask how Bloom does it? I feel like they should contact Bloom and ask how.
No, I
you
think-
guys
But
do it.
also again, you know what I feel like the current president of the whole institution from Bloemfontein should have done something to assist
Yes.
EFF on this
Since he's
campus.
an
to
EFFC
grow.
as well.
Exactly. Do you
That's
understand?
what, like-
Because he's also the president of this campus. Do you understand? If he was helping them,
They would have
They would have
have
been-
the capabilities
yeah.
of winning.
Mm.
But FFC youth, they're they're very strong because I've met a lot of them like back home from UJ. They're very radical and they're very strong.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm like a bit taken aback when I saw this one. Like, what is happening?
You know, the EFFSC is one of those you just want to see when you get to varsity. It's very famous out there,
Exactly.
you know, but here, you know,
Exactly. You know, you will find robust, organic intellectuals in that organization.
Yes,
And all those
yes.
things. But I don't know what's happening here. Maybe it's gonna gain momentum as time goes on.
if they don't change the way they do things,
They do things. I think they need to change. They need to be more out there. Like with issues, they need to like uncover most issues we're not even like aware of. They must be there, like representing us, so we know okay, there is such a party.
Be radical like Mount
Exactly.
Julius Malema.
Exactly. Like, yeah, you have like leaders like that,
Bondos.
Bondos, and then like you guys are not even like seeing even one person. I think do they have like a presidential candidate?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
yeah, I saw them.
They do.
I don't even know.
I also don't know that guy. But again, then there's SASCO on the other hand, as one of the organizations that are running for the SRC. What do you think then? What do you think?
For me, Nanesasco is like ANC. Like it's party babe.
Mm.
You know ANC. There's elections that come. Then you know, okay, everyone's gonna go out there. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. ANC just says the same thing he says, and then they still voted into power. I don't know if I'm making sense because like yes, because like it's a party that will never go out of power. Like ANC will never in the next coming maybe 5 years. I don't think ANC will ever lose power. I don't think any president of ANC will ever lose power. But then with SASCO at this point, I feel like it's facing the same shaky thing ANC faced this year with elections.
Oh,
You remember what happened with ANC?
yeah.
Like, is it really going to stay into power? Ne? But then
And when you check the stats, the ANC
dropped, you see. But they're still in power. I feel like with SASCO can be the same thing again. Where
It
like,
could be.
it's shaky. You don't know, okay, where is it going? But
It could be. Mike.
Well, for me, it's if I were to look at election forecasts, I'd say SASCO is a limping bull. Like I said the other time, it's been injured a couple of times, and you know, like Atlehang said, like the bigger ANC, we know that like a phoenix, it will rise from the issues of its downfall, from the ashes of its downfall. But maybe it will lose a few seats, maybe it will lose some portfolios in the SRC, but at the end of the day, it is still a very big movement if they maintain their cause, being influential and very, very passionate about what they are doing. They just may be hope. Well, there is hope for SASCO, but it is very plagued by many issues. People are leaving. Now sometimes we feel that this thing of Sakile and SASCO, it's a political battle. We do not know whether now they are, what is the word I'm looking for? We do not know whether they left because of factions or they left because of power hunger or whatever. Now Sakile is against them and now they're against him. And the very fact that we've seen a lot of things happening, you know, we are wondering if SASCO maybe it has the same mentality of fighting against Sakile. And if they do, then they're basically the same. They're basically the same.
It's quite sad. But I also think, Gori, the reason why Atlayang is saying SASCO is facing the same thing that the ANC faced during elections this year, it could be, you know, the instability that was in the SRC, you know, the behavior of Sakile has also contributed in a way, and the certain aspects where SASCO was also not visible enough this year as it has been the previous years on campus. Do you understand? I think that's it. Yeah, that's all. But right now, I don't think there's that person. I don't think we, as the campus, we got to that point whereby we've got somebody whom we can compare them to your likes of Mawande, your likes of Sakile, your likes of Khalili. Do you understand right now? I think we've dropped the ball a lot as a campus. But we always grow at the end of the day. When somebody gets into the SRC, they grow and become they become very good.
Yeah.
In the future, I believe whoever's gonna become the president, they're also gonna be, quite strong, and we're gonna find their abilities in whatever.
Well, Promise, I usually say after a very, very I usually say a storm gives more life than it takes. So SASCO may be undergoing turbulences and floods at the moment, but we are very hopeful because we know that even after the very darkest of nights comes the brightest of mornings. So not that we are very hopeful for SASCO as well, but for other political parties, if they decide to change and start to learn to lead without positions, then maybe there is a chance. Because everyone feels that in order to lead, they have to be in the SRC. They will not advocate for anything unless they are in the SRC, which is something that is a lot problematic for this campus. So we may believe that this new president is going to lead us into a new era, of prosperity where things will change. But as long as the people who lead us still have this warfare mentality, promise we are not going to get anywhere. We need strategy. We need people who can think. We need people who can negotiate. Because sometimes it is not that management is refusing. We do not know what happens in those boardrooms. What if the people negotiating were just utterly saying nothing? They were speaking a lot of words, which in turn were saying nothing. They are easily misled. They are swayed round to center and left because they are not negotiating anything. Or they come there, they say, we demand this. Management says, okay, let's talk about this. They go to war. So we need strategy, Promise. In a game of chess, you don't really win by the number of players we have on the board, but you really need to be strategic in order to get to a checkmate. You can't just move around everything and expect that you will win. So that's what's happening there. We need someone who will think. We need someone who is radical. Then we need someone who's going to ensure that the SRC is doing what it promised to us. Because at the end of the day, SASCO is going to distance itself from the SRC, saying that no, those people, they distance themselves from us and whatnot. What we know is that they were deployed by you. Yeah. If you cannot discipline them, how do you discipline the people inside the movement? People who are yet to lead us.
I think you have a point.
So discipline should start from the top all the way down to those who are still coming to lead. Because now if we see that no, they fail to discipline those ones, what makes us trust these ones? Because they will do the same. And then they will distance themselves and say, now our relationship is over. Those guys are like this and we are like that. Maybe the issue is also with policies. We feel that the current rules or governance of the SRC doesn't allow the SRC to be compelled to account. Because they do as they can simply turn that office into a honeymoon state and not account. Because there is nothing that compels them to account.
Okay guys, so in closing, do you guys have anything to say, especially with regards to the politics of this campus then? This month of August.
I feel like for future references, if you want to run for SRC and want to become a candidate, I feel like you should be deployed by your party maybe earlier in the year, so that you can work your way, like students to believe in you, to trust you. Even if you don't tell us, I want to run for this, but then if you know you want to run for this, and you tell the organization no, so that they can start building you up from like March, April, so we know when you get into August, we're gonna vote for this person. Yes, I feel like this because now it's August now, the candidates are here, and then I don't even know.
You're like,
so I'm like, I don't know most of them. So I'm like, I'm confused. Okay, I guess the thing. So I'm confused. I don't know what your capabilities are. I've never spoken to you in my life, so I don't even know you. So I can vote for someone who I don't even know. Yeah, but that is the thing.
Mike.
Well, all I can say is that the current political atmosphere here at Qwaqwa campus doesn't allow me to say a lot of things. But we just wish, especially for us as the FGA, since we've been undergoing problems with the STO, first generation and student affairs. No, we wish for whoever takes over as they really be hands-on. Because when our term ends, we are not sure whoever's going to come after us is going to be just like us. So we need that person may be hands-on, be there for them, because we are not even told how we should lead. We are just given this, now we are left to fend for ourselves. We need those ones to be told how to lead.
They need to be guided.
And to the general student masses, we just wish that they do go to the election to vote at Mandela Hall, and that they vote decisively. Whoever they choose, it is up to them, but they must know that the future of this campus depends on the vote that they will cast on that very day. Besides that, there's nothing else I can say.
And that's how it all went from me, Mufugem Promise, and the rest of my team. These are executive members of the First Generation Assembly. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, and leave a comment on the comment section. I'll see you on the next video. Sharp.